Welcome back to Sunshine Forest. I'm BP, and this is the Homestead Challenge. We are in year 3, finally hit March. We have some fun and exciting rule changes with the horsepower and our production levels. But for right now, I want to get started checking on our animals. The sheep need some food. I'm sure there are going to be some messages, so let's figure out what's going on with our sheep. We have 2 babies giving birth this morning. That is good news. Can we get these bales out to get them fed? Let's see. Go up and over the railing. Alright, we can do that. That's easy enough. Thinking feeding them from this side might be easier than fighting the door and the trigger and everything else. This one's not quite... We're not going to take all of it. We're going to take about a quarter of it. Alright, that one is good to go. I've already driven around and done the watering for the morning, so we're all set there. Was warm overnight. Wondering if we got wool. We did not. That is okay. Second pallet of eggs is coming along nicely. Chickens, let's see. We had 1 contract avian flu and died due to avian flu before we could even sell it. That's crazy. 5 babies died at birth, 5 were sold, 5 died at birth. Wow, we lost a lot of chickens. That almost seems like the animals that were sold are being reported as dying. You guys see that? For every one that died, there's a matching one that sold. Died, sold, died, sold, died, sold, died, sold, died, sold, and then even died for and sold. So I'm wondering if maybe that's not being recorded accurately. We do have 135 out of 136 chickens, so we are in good shape. You know what we should do? We should consider selling off the extra roosters. There's just no point in keeping them. We don't need roosters. They don't lay eggs. They don't reproduce. We are going to have to get some new roosters at some point. Today may be the day to do that. Let's check and see if we have good roosters in the sale. Because I bought those 3 last time down there at the bottom. Sell selected, $346 for a bunch of baby roosters. Not a bad deal at all. So scrolling down here. Alright, so this one, number 96 is good, 91 is good, and 89. So 89, 91, and 96, we're going to buy those. And once they're purchased, let's come in here and let's sell 42 wings and 51. We have all new male genetics in the chicken pen. Losing my voice this morning. All right, and the goat experiment. Have some plans for the goat experiment. Let's check the messages. All right, artificial insemination was successful. 4 animals were sold. That was last month. So we have... Oh, here we go. We got messages from this month. 2 babies were born this month. That is great news. Now, I think it's going to be time to sell all of our old goats as they give birth. I don't think we want to try to get them impregnated anymore. These are all 17 months. Yeah, I think we want to go and keep these kits. Let them grow up, because these ones, I mean, they're not great. We have 1 very high, mostly high, overall is good. This one's not good. That one's not good. This one's decent. And that one, wow, fertility is very low, but everything else is decent. So I think maybe today we sell all of the non-pregnant goats and buy, and buy some new straws when we run out. But messages, yeah, just gave birth to 2 babies. Excellent, excellent, excellent. How is their food? They are, oh, their food is, oh, they're missing 120 liters. They are totally fine. So in regards to the beginning of year 3, we're in March, and if you guys remember using the Eastern Canadian crop calendar, there's really nothing to do in March unless we have parsnips or poplar, which we don't have. So we're just getting through to April, which is going to be a huge month. We'll have some planting to do. We'll have, let's see, we will be able to put corn in the ground in the new field. Cotton won't be until May. Our canola is going to be harvestable in July, we're hoping. So that is coming as well. But for right now, let's run up to the store, get everything sold, because we still are sitting at $131,000. And we really want to get to the $144,000 necessary to buy this plot of land over here to the right. As usual, first time we drive by Stormy's bowl, let's make sure Stormy is fed. Got to keep our livestock and homestead protection dog well fed. Not too many pallets. Last episode we started in the afternoon, which sort of threw off the timing of everything. You can see I got most of the water out of the sawmill, or out of the windmill, the windmill already this morning. Let that refill as we progress. Have a couple of pallets of wood here. Not sure how all this is going to load. Just as far as what's going to go on there in an organized fashion. But we will... Okay, we got it on there. So I think the first thing to do here is to unload, switch over to stacking, and try to get this stuff. Okay, perfect. Now let's do the auto load. So we pull over here and stop. We start pulling out the apples. All right, now the next time the apples come out, yep, that's it. And I don't think we're going to get many apples, guys. It did not seem like there were that many. Oh, there's another 3,000 in that one, and we got all of them out of this one. So looks like about 6 pallets of apples per orchard. Production certainly slowed down. We're getting a lot more than that. It's okay, though. Should get one more stack off of this one. Take us to 12,000 liters of apples, or 12 pallets. Nice, nice, nice. I assume the wood is empty in the sawmill. We have no more base supplies. Let's take a look. Yeah, missing... Nope, there's 1,600 more wood in there. Alright, so we're not out yet, but I'm thinking with that new piece of land, we probably should try to fill the sawmill up a little bit and get it going. So, have we checked our goat's milk pallet here recently? Nope, we didn't because it grabbed it. It's not telling me goat milk 323 liters. I don't think we want that yet. So let's turn off the auto load. That's on me for driving around with it on. Put this back here. Oh, and we already have a new one spawning. Perfect. Now we're going to have 2 partial pallets. I do wish there was a way to combine pallets in this game. Is the price of eggs going to be good anytime soon? Price eggs is good in November. We are half price, so no, eggs are not good right now. All right, well, got a little bit of rain coming down. Doesn't matter much to us because we're not doing any field work. May get a free car wash out of the deal. I'm going to head up to the shops, get this stuff sold. We've done that dozens of times. I will just catch you guys when I am back from the shops, and we're making a plan. See you then. Pulling back onto the homestead, and we have $157,000. So guess what that means? We can come in here, head over to the PDA, farm land 42, another 16.9 acres. That's ours now, guys. We own it. So we own 2 pieces of land. I am super excited about that. And what I didn't realize is our whole farm's on this sort of slanted, angled orientation. So we now have like the ability to expand this way. So we actually own on this side of the road. We don't actually own this piece of land. We didn't until just now. So now we can backfill in here and keep expanding our yard. Look at the old John Deere looking good in the shed. So that is super, super exciting. Day 1, month 1 of year 3, we have another piece of land. Let's just run down. I'm curious to see like how much we own. It's always hard to tell. Here's our old path going back to the watering hole. All right, so we own... Oh, we are getting to the left edge of the property here. I thought we'd be more on the right-hand side, but hey, that's all right. So that's it. We're off the property. This is the bottom left-hand edge. So we own this way. Let's bring up the map here. So we're going to own like this way, all the way over. We'll stop here about the halfway point. We own everything between here and the homestead. And then running over to this edge. Do we get to the tree line? I don't think the tree line's even ours. We own this huge field. This piece of property, I was totally disoriented with looking at property previously. We have this enormous field. I think we're going to put a lot of grass up this spring and have quite a few bales. May have to look at getting a cow barn or a pig pen or something that uses straw too. We're going to have a ton of it. So that is really, really exciting news. So now that that's done, we've been talking about that for like 6 episodes. We tried last episode, didn't have enough money. We finally do. Let's go grab the animal trailer from over by the cow pen. We can check on them this morning as well. And let's take the goat experiment to the next level. Let's get rid of the animals we don't want. We are going to drive them up to the animal dealer and get the best price for them there. Checking on our animals this morning. Let's see. They have tons of food. We are pregnant. We are pregnant. And pregnant. We're going to have babies in, what are we, in March, April, May, June? Have some summer babies. That is good. And our one bull is in good shape. Still loving the little path we cut back through here so we don't have to worry about turning around near our canola field. Helpful for not driving on the crop. So don't want any crop destruction, any friendly crop destruction. You know, we still have the opportunity for fires with the realistic livestock mod, but hopefully we're not messing with any tractors driving into the fields erroneously. So, pulling up to the goat pen here. Let's grab the goats. So, we want both rams. They're both going. So, move selected. They're done. We're not keeping any male babies. So this one's pregnant, this one's pregnant, this one's recovering, this one has no suitable male, this one's recovering, pregnant, and no suitable male. So move to trailer. All right, so that leaves us with some of these kits that we really should check and see. The first one's good, the second one's bad, the third one's good. Fourth one's, I mean, it's not great. I don't know. Do we keep? I think we get rid of 2 and 4 because this one has an extremely high mark on them, or extremely high trait. So let's move the 2 other animals. We have 2 more goats that are pregnant, 2 babies. Should have 6 more on the way, 3 that we're going to grow up and breed. So we are in good shape there. Let's take the goats up to the animal dealer. Let's get them sold. We may bring back a couple of cows. You never know. We'll have to look and see what they have going on. The bad bowl flipping has been working out well for us. So I will check in with you guys at the animal dealer. See you there in a minute. It is really starting to rain up here. So we'll have to make sure we stay bundled up today. It's 49 and raining, so it's not too cold, but it's not a summer rain. It's definitely cool here on the homestead in March. So let's get backed up here. Let's get everything connected and sold. Trigger always seems to be a little further forward than I anticipate. No, not at all. I must have missed it altogether. Did I go too far? There we are. All right, select all. Sell selected. $2,700. Does that leave us any money for any cows? Now, we are running limousine on the homestead, and that's where we're going to stay. So 27 months, probably not. 11 months, love that one. That's a great animal. 13 months, sort of average. 11 months, I mean, it's okay. It's like one good trade away from being a pretty good animal. Again, meat quality is low, which for a meat cow is just not a good plan. So we're going to buy the one calf that'll be ready next month. And then coming down, let's take a look at the bulls. We're looking for orange and red, guys. We want something bad. 13 months. That one has some promise to him. And I don't know which one of these is worse. We might take all three. All right, so 1,082. I got to make a note here so we remember how much we spent on the cows. So let's see. We spent 1,082, and we're going to spend 474 and 377. Just going to make a note which ones are which so we can track them and make sure we're making money. I'm just using the last two numbers on their ID tag to make sure I remember which animals these are. Buy selected, another $2,000 basically, and we're ready to rip. So we'll head on back. I guess we should. I mean, we have $11,000. I can't imagine anything in the sale works with our budget, but when we get to the shop, it may be worth taking a look at the sale and seeing what there is. Now remember, so we now have the ability to get a 225 horsepower tractor. I am considering replacing the Mercedes-Benz. Not a bad tractor, but the power shift is just a nuisance. Keeps trying to switch gears as soon as we get a little bit of speed. It's hard to pull the plow. It's hard to pull a lot of things. It's very clunky. Not exactly what we're looking for. So coming in here, okay, we had some of this stuff yesterday. The Samaz would be a nice addition. We actually could, we could almost afford it. We're about $80 short. No, we're $160 short. The Versatile Big Roy, that would be a fun one. 600 horsepower. We're a little ways away from that one. And then we have a big carrot harvester. It's on sale for 7% off, guys. Don't miss that deal. It won't last. Someone's going to want it for 7% off. So no tractors in the sale today. The Mercedes is cheap. I think it's worth about $35,000 to $38,000 in its current condition. We probably could repaint it and fix it up and get a little bit more for it. But the medium tractors, which is probably what we'd move into to replace it, I mean, those start at 150 and they go way, way up there. So we'll have to sort of see what comes up in the sale and what options we have. Because I mean, we could make that money. We will make that much money. But it just seems like a lot of money to put into one implement. Now, we do use it, and we will need it because we're going to have bigger fields. And now that we know we own this huge expanse of land out over here, you know, I mean, we could definitely put in that new cornfield that is our new quote-unquote biggest field. Could very quickly become a pretty small field compared to what we have. I am debating just, yeah, I'm going to glide out of that. I always forget the truck doesn't stop just because you click into the menu. I am debating cutting, at least at a minimum, cutting the grass on the new piece of land. I'm not sure what you're... Oh, we bought cows, not goats, guys. What am I doing? Got goats on the mind and at the wrong pasture. So, head over. But I do think we'll mow a large portion of that grass on the new property and just get a ton of grass bales started. I do think if we eventually move to a cow barn so we can get milk and we can get manure and we can get slurry, that we are going to probably want to switch from silage to TMR. So there'll be some options there as well. We'll just have to wait and see. So, didn't actually move them. There we go. Coming over here, 11 animals in the pen. We have our, let's see, that would be 7 cows or heifers, and then 4 bulls. 3 of them are the bad bulls that we just don't want breeding. Now, I should come in here. That is an excellent point, because this guy is old enough to breed, so he's getting castrated. He's getting castrated. All of the bad bulls are getting castrated. We do not want to risk them breeding with any of our animals. So, I think we back the trailer up here. Try to get it tucked in. Probably should put a little parking pad over here at some point, since this seems to be about where we leave the trailer, but we'll do that a day when it's not raining. Wonderful. Perfect. Okay. So, we have a little bit of time left on this one. I think it's time to get some woodwork done. We need to, man, look at that puddle down here. Remember when we could fill the tanker with from the puddles? That was a lot of fun. I miss that. That was a cool little accidental feature. Man, look at all that water. But it was something I enjoyed quite a bit. So, here we are. Let's grab the winch, because dragging these over, oh, hit the barn a little bit there. All right, now, where do we think we want to clear? We want to clear this area here to expand our yard, and we could put maybe the cow barn on this side? I don't know, because I feel like if I put the cow barn here, I'd probably want some trees in the pasture. So maybe we should be working further away from the homestead and clearing this field. So let's see, because I still don't have a good... All right, so there's field on either side of us, so we could clear all of these. Well, we could clear a bunch of these. All of these would probably be a little bit of a tall order. So let's get a couple of these cut down. Keep the sawmill topped off. I don't remember when grass is ready to cut. Let's take a look at that. So grass we can cut in May. So we still have a couple of months before we cut the grass. But I want to try to have this field prepped and as large and open as possible so we can get a big grass cut on it right away. And like I said, we are facing a little bit of a challenge because our bale shed, the portion of our shed that does bale storage, is limited to 150 bales regardless of their size, which is sort of funny because we're running the 500 liter sort of micro bales, so it's not even like they're taking up much space. You should be able to park a whole vehicle in front of them, but the shed has recognized that we're getting close to 150, and it's thinking it is full, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. These little birch trees, I'm not even going to bother with anymore. Not enough wood in them to make them worth driving back and forth. These big Scotch pines, that's going to be a good one. So I think we're in good shape. Just going to clear out the middle here a little bit. So expansion of the new, onto the new piece of property. You know, I've been so worried about getting the piece of land that we really haven't talked much about, you know, what we might do with it. So I definitely think some field work, whether that's, you know, move our grass cutting operation over here, put a field in on the other property, we could do that. Whether we cut the grass here and then cut a field in, that's another great option. Have to sort of see what comes with that and what we feel like is the best option. I would like to get to the point where we have, you know, probably 8 or 10 fields. I'd like to be able to have some different crops going, have a bunch of cereal crops going, some stuff for oils. We've talked about getting into cotton as well. So, and with the more limited growing season due to the Eastern Canadian weather map and crop calendar, I think we can't really risk. We're trying a little crop rotation on the old wheat field. I'm very intrigued to see how that goes, if we get anything out of it, or if we just end up sort of pushing our, you know, wait to get back to wheat until, you know, next year, if we're just losing the time at the end instead of at the beginning of waiting. You know, we'll have to see. So we'll keep an eye on it. All right, I mean, that is a significant amount of wood cut down. Let's start dragging some of it back over. This might cut down more than I thought we did here. Either way, it'll be worth it to have the sawmill filled up. It does look like the winch, yes, the winch is not all the way up on the back of the Unimog. Let me tell you how much more I enjoy dragging with the Unimog than I do loading it. That deadwood contract from last episode was fun, but it was a lot of work. And the crane on the back of this thing, it's good. It's not quite as good as I would like. I'd like it to be a little easier to use, a little more functional, but overall, no complaints. It's way easier than having a separate crane. It's super cheap compared to the alternatives. So hard to complain about. Just, you know, was thinking back to when we rented that big yellow, what was that, was that a man truck with the crane on the back and the pallet forks, or the log forks on the back? We did the other contract. That thing was nice to use. That was a pretty sweet setup. All right, little Unimog, you can do it. I will throw the rest of this on a quick time lapse, dragging the trees back and forth, and then I will see you guys when we're done. that was a decent amount of work. I did see 2 more trees that I think are worth grabbing while we're out here doing stuff. These 2 right here, sort of sticking out in the middle of the field. And then I think we're going to call that it for March. It has been a rainy day in March. Very exciting start to year 3 with the new piece of land, adding to our holdings, giving us all kinds of opportunity. I was thinking about all the things we could do with the land while I was dragging these logs back, and I mean, guys, the second piece of land is huge. I mean, we have so many options on what we can do as far as husbandry, possible productions, possible more fields. There's just literally so much to do with an additional piece of land. It is going to be very exciting. I don't even really want to make a plan much beyond just sort of getting the first little chunk here opened up and then see what comes, because I want the possibilities to line up with what we're doing here on the homestead and how we're making everything work. So I am just very, very excited for the opportunity to expand. We hadn't quite filled our first piece of land, but we were getting close on the edges. I also don't really want to deforest the entire area, not looking to just come in and clear cut everything and just get rid of all the trees. I like the way the trees look, so I think having some trees around the homestead is going to be critically important. Having trees on all of our land is going to be critically important. You know, currently our cow pen out there, sort of on that little knoll full of trees, it's a great spot for a cow pen. I mean, it just looks good out there. The animals have some shelter. That's why I like to leave the trees. Just the look, the feel, everything else. So, not sure what the future brings, but I think that's a big part of the adventure, is just making sure that we can continue to grow and expand is going to be the biggest thing in securing what's going to happen next. And I think we've done that today with the purchase of this new piece of land. So, very, very exciting episode. Let's get this last log pulled into the cell or into the trigger point, and we can even use the winch to do it. Done and done. Let's check and see how much we got in there. We had about 1,600 this morning, 31,000. So I bet we put 30,000 liters of wood into there, which is really, really good. Now we do have 18, almost 19,000 liters of wood chips. I wonder if, so wood chips are at their best in January, so we have a while, but we have some decent money in regards to the wood chips in the sawmill, so that is good. Potentially next month we could be selling clothes, could be making $29,000 to $30,000. Depending on how that goes. Should check on the knit shop, see if it still has wool. Has no more wool, so we need to get some wool over to them when the sheep start producing again, and cotton in the new field would be good. So both apple orchards are almost filled up. We are rocking and rolling. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to drop a like and turn on notifications for more videos. Channel memberships are available if you'd like to support my content further, and channel members do get early access to upcoming videos. That's it for this episode, but I'll see you in the next one.